Welcome to the Foundation 3. We had a takeover this week, which means we kicked Jonathan out. So this week you'll hear from me, Davis, Grant, and Payton.
Hey everyone, it's Payton again. And what I want to talk about today is what makes an enrollment successful. I really think that it comes down to three things: preparation, education, and overall experience. First, the preparation creates a better outcome. A successful enrollment really starts before we ever sit down with an employee, making sure the systems are ready. The information needs to be accurate, and everyone needs to understand the process to help eliminate confusion and allow that enrollment to run smoothly. Secondly is the education, which I really feel like that builds appreciation. Employees don't always realize the value of their benefits that their employer is providing. When we take the time to explain and not just tell what the benefits are, but how to and when to use them, employees walk away with a much better understanding of their own overall benefits package. And finally, the enrollment shapes the experience, I really feel like. For many employees, enrollments may be one of the few times each year they actually meet and interact with a person to talk about their benefits. If we can make that experience simple, personal, and educational, we're not just enrolling someone in insurance, we're helping them feel more confident about the benefits their employer is providing. So overall, a successful enrollment isn't just about getting the elections completed, it's about making sure employees leave informed, confident, and appreciative of their benefits.
Hey guys, Grant Davis. Behind me is a graphic on DPC. We're huge believers in DPC at Foundation Benefits, and the main reason being that it's a more holistic look at healthcare rather than just going into the doctor and sitting down for 5 minutes, him giving you a medication and you're on your way. With DPC, it's a lot more, how's your life going? How are things at home? How are things at work? And it's able to touch on things that affect your health that aren't necessarily things that show up on blood tests. And now I'll go to Davis.
Hi guys, my name is Davis Carter. I'm here to bring you one of this week's Foundation 3, so let's get into it. I want to talk to you about GLP-1s. GLP-1s are weight loss drugs for, really can just be used for weight loss, but can also be really used for diabetics and pre-diabetic folks to help get their weight under control. And so this is a big deal because it's really driving the cost of our pharmacy spend across all plans, fully insured and self-insured. And the reason and the way that's driving the cost is those drugs are typically $1,000 a fill. So we're looking at $1,000 a month for every person that's on the drug. I have a group that has 12 folks on the drug. It's a 100-man client, and that's already $150,000 a year that's just on GLP-1s. So it's a really expensive piece. In fully insured, we can see this really increase your cost up to 5 to 8% on its own, and it could be worse group to group. The folks that are most exposed, 40% of people are qualified clinically for weight loss indication. So most people can get these drugs, and then self-funded plans absorb it directly while fully insured see it at renewal. So what should you do? Okay, if you're fully insured, the cost is the cost, right? You don't have any control over what those things cost you. And so implementing wellness and weight management programs to help control weight organically versus a weight loss drug might be your best option. If you are self-insured, you've got a lot more options, things you can do. You can specify prior authorization and tell people exactly what needs to be the case for you to get this drug. You can use copay cards and potentially carve it out. But in the end, realistically, we're stuck between a rock and a hard place here. So if you don't have a GLP-1 strategy, you really need to look at that and make sure that's something you have going forward. So thanks.
And just like always, we want to be the helpers. So if you have a problem, a question, whether you think it's a dumb question or not, please ask it so that we can be the helpers. Give us a call.